Yo, this is Gary from the office. It's Monday morning. I'm checking my emails. Doing it. Oh, look. TEDxBethesda's in town. I'm about to register. How did they get my email, though? Well, all right, whatever. Registered.
Boom.
Drop that intro. Yo, welcome to episode 41 of the Catch Up Podcast, the number one podcast where you feed your curiosity with me, Bryan Sumo Sumardi. And today's guest, Chad Grant.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ba, ba, ba.
Feed your curiosity. That's a great slogan for sure.
You know, it's just like catches your attention.
Yeah.
So, me and Chad, we kind of ran TEDxBethesda back in April.
Yeah, April 27th. That was a good one.
Yeah, I wanted to definitely recap this shit with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, what our ups and downs.
Yeah,
we can definitely highlight on that.
There was a lot of both.
But what do you think was the biggest pros that we did though? We definitely we have the biggest event.
I mean,
TEDx event
one that I know of in not
ever, but in the DMV.
Pretty much
because we beat Mid Atlantic.
Yes,
we beat Foggy Bottom.
Yeah, but we love them both though. There's
yeah. I'm not throwing no shade. I'm not throwing no shade, but
yeah,
we kind of what?
Yeah,
pre-sale tickets. We were up 800.
Yeah,
about
760.
760.
Yeah,
and definitely me working at the door too. We definitely had a lot of people just buying tickets at the door.
Yeah, and we had reservations and all of that included. We had over 900, almost 1,000 attendees.
Whoa!
So, yeah, we did well.
It's over 9,000.
Yo, it's over 900.
Even though 900. Just add a little zero.
Yeah.
Wow.
Biggest pro. I mean, that's what I was kind of most impressed by because the first one had like 100 attendees, which of course that was
last year.
Yeah, but that's because of the rules. The first one has to.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But that big jump is pretty impressive to see.
Yeah, big facts. We kind of like 10x'd it off the get.
Yeah, that's wild.
Well, I wasn't with you in the first one. I didn't know how it ran.
Yeah.
Shout out to Michelle and Terrell.
Yeah, big contributions from those two.
Yeah, definitely with the volunteers. We had a big squad due to Michelle.
Yeah.
And then our speakers were pretty legit, even though like some came late.
Yeah.
I was surprised at that.
Yeah.
Like I think that's my first time hosting like a big event.
Yeah.
And to see like people showing up an hour before their performance speak.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things that I would say is a con is that we didn't, set aside enough time to really, help our speakers because, we were so busy marketing. I don't think we really engaged them and helped them prepare to the extent that like I would typically like to.
During the event or?
Before it, in advance, yeah, for their talk.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I feel like no one really reached out until like last minute.
Yeah, I mean, and granted, a lot of them speak fairly regularly anyway.
Okay. So I don't think they need a lot of help.
Yeah.
It was just that.
Yeah.
Boom,
yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
It was good though, man. Hey, Red, Gold, Green. We got feedback from our attendees, and a lot of those comments said, "Yo, that music performance was fire."
Yeah, I definitely think a lot of people in our area just like that people in our area are doing well.
Yeah.
But also, low key, they kind of hate on people doing well too.
That's a DMV thing.
I don't know why.
I don't know.
Like I kind of always felt that like not again like throwing shade, but like Wale, Logic.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, I came up from the dirty, but then we're like from one of the richest counties in America.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
I guess that's a DMV thing.
Yeah.
But we definitely, you and I, we did majority of the marketing.
Yeah, as far as marketing is concerned, for sure.
Yeah, and that's definitely what I brought you here for.
Okay.
To bring up the marketing stuff.
The marketing stuff.
People hate on us for marketing. Like, why are you trying to sell this? Why are you trying to sell that?
Well,
like, what do you really believe in? I'm like, I believe in all of it.
Well, if it's good enough, really good marketing, people can appreciate it anyway. Like if they see an ad that they really like, they're like, you know what, I really like that ad.
Man.
But if it's bad, it's like,
if you don't get
that corporate stuff out of here. But man, that's what I love you too though. Like you talk to people differently than I do.
Yeah. little balancing act there.
Like, how did you learn all that?
Learn all what?
Like, you follow, who do you follow?
As far as professional marketer, Seth Godin is the main one.
That's exactly what I was trying to get out.
Yeah.
What do you like about him and how he does his marketing?
He puts out a lot of think pieces. I subscribe to them. They come in almost daily. And he just shares a lot of material that's, I would say, he thinks critically. It's his own unique perspective. It's not just the same old that people keep regurgitating the same thing. I like how, he comes up with new ideas, whether they work or not.
Oh yeah. One thing I really like, I follow him as well. He really knows the art of branding.
Yeah.
And when it comes to branding, it was following what your true message is. And he's the one who brought up, what's the term? Your 1,000 true followers?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, like that spoke to me in volumes, just because when it comes to my business and Sumo Lifts, to figure out who I actually work with, like, sure, I love to work with a lot of people, but honestly, the people that I help the most are generally men.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they're more of the men who just want to unleash themselves.
Yeah, sure.
Just like want to talk shit. Like,
sure.
We don't do anything crazy. It's just like, it's almost like a man cave, honestly.
Sure.
Because like we just lift heavy weights. Like, you're part of it.
Yeah.
And like it just feels right.
It does feel right, for sure.
I don't know.
For sure. But no, as far as Seth Godin is concerned, yeah, he advocates for just concentrating on that 1,000 core following, because if they're super impressed and whatever, then they'll expand it for you. So
yeah, because it's all about that word of mouth. Like, honestly, I'm going to keep highlighting me because I'm trying to apply it. Everything I'm learning from last year. Yeah, and it's just like, find the people who you really work well with, or your ideal client. Yeah. Once you find that person will tell another person who's also like them. Because, like, another thing I always follow is tribalism. Mm-hmm. When you think about tribalism, people want to be around people like them. For sure. So once you hear that, it's just boom, boom. And then you start seeing that scaling effect. Yeah. I talked to, he's I don't know if you met him. He's a physical therapist that I work with. Okay. He kind of broke down physical therapy as your first movement or first step of action should be like capacity. Okay. The ability to do something. Then it should be adding load and then adding volume. Okay. So how I interpret it is, like, if I wanted to, like, I'm like a numbers person too. If I wanted to make $10,000 a month, say, and I can create a product that's $100, and what do I have to do to make 10,000? Yeah. It's 100, right? Yeah. So 100 times 100 is 10,000. Yeah. So I need to reach 100 people. Sure. So if I can find the ideal client to help me reach, who are willing to pay $100 to 100 people, boom. Yeah. But the first step is getting that first one. The first one is always going to be the hardest. Mm-hmm. And then once you build upon that, it's about load. Or at first, I think actually, I'll take that back, is doing it free. Yeah. So I work backwards and reverse engineer it. Mm-hmm. I try to see if I can handle 100 people under my belt to actually manage, train, or whatever the product is. Okay. And then I might start free. And then once I'm able to work those first 100 people, then boom, I'm building my own personal confidence. Then afterwards, I can scale with load in terms of payment. Yeah. Say I start with a $10 product. Then I still have that 100 people. And over time, that 100 people will grow. And it's always about percentages. So to bring it up, slowly, I'll add up my pricing, because my experience will also grow. Yeah. Will also allow me to sell at a higher rate.
Right, because now you can say, oh, I've done this many people, whatever.
Right, and you have results and you have testimony.
Exactly.
And that's what I find super amazing, because now you hit capacity, load, and then once you hit volume, you hit critical mass. Yeah. Before you know it, you have 100 people paying you $100, and boom, that's a $10,000 a month product. Yes, sir. And that's how I truly think about marketing and why I love it.
Okay, that's cool. Now, you did say that my style is a little more, I guess, corporate. Or professional.
Expose him! Expose him!
But yeah.
But I guess that just comes back to
You have a more corporate background than me, though.
Yeah,
right?
that's true too. But I guess ultimately it's probably rooted in our slightly differing philosophies on marketing itself. You know,
Okay.
I guess you would, I don't know if I want to say a quote unquote disciple of Gary V.
Nah, no. I'm definitely just I think I relate to him very well because I have a hustler background.
Yeah.
I don't truly follow his stuff, but we share the same philosophy on how we do things.
Okay.
Because from like my original story was I was in the 5th grade and I saw everyone with the Walkmans, you know?
Yeah.
And my brothers, they were really big on technology because they were from Indonesia. And I would just, they'd be burning CDs. They would watch anime and just burn all the animes into CDs. So I would learn how to burn songs into CDs, and people would just write me lists.
LimeWire,
Kazaa.
Rapid Share.
Nah, I never used that. But I just started flipping CDs. I'd buy like a whole 500 pack for like $10, $20.
Yeah.
And I would sell each CD for like $5-10. Because like in the store, you sell albums. They were what, $20 at least, 15, 20.
Yeah.
I'll give you half off.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you just give me a list, make sure it fits in the CD. Boom.
Sure. Okay.
So like that's how I started. So
grassroots.
Grassroots. But it's always me just thinking about it from the beginning, and just be like, I didn't really think about having money. It was more like I can provide a service. Like I just wanted to help people listen to music because I know how much it helped me. Like growing up. Like for me, like I would say if I were to have a true disciple, it'd be 50 Cent.
Okay.
Like you see him on Instagram, like, yo, you owe me money. And I forgot this one dude. I think it was on Empire.
Yeah.
He said like if someone lends you money, it's proper to pay them back with interest. I've never heard anyone say that.
Me either.
If anyone were to owe money, they would be like, I'll pay you back what you gave me.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's some real shit to say that, yo, 50 lent me some money, and now I got to pay him some interest.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, that's dope.
That's pretty cool.
Like he should be a freaking, loan collector?
Shark.
Loan shark? Process collector? Or loan collector?
Debt collector.
Debt collector. There you go. Had a brain fart.
Yeah, man.
But let's get into your background.
Okay.
And, you said you were kind of deeply rooted. So, Seth Godin, he's known for his email marketing.
Yeah.
And
largely.
So how else do you feel like you relate to him?
Well, so I mean, my first introduction to Godin was in college when I was studying marketing.
Did you ever go to one of his events?
No, I never went to one of his events.
I think honestly I'm a true disciple of Tim Ferriss.
Okay, yeah.
Tim Ferriss would talk about Seth Godin.
Yeah.
If you go to one of his events, he speaks very little, but provides a lot of information.
Yeah.
I thought that was dope.
Yeah, I like guys that don't just like say shit. You know, like I like it to actually be good information.
This is where you and I like hate each other, but low key love each other because I'll talk a lot of shit, but I will put up a lot of shit as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just as a consumer, my preference is like
because it sounds unreal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just depends on what's being said, but
I mean, I think as a true what's our word? Visualizer? Visionary, yeah. Another word that I don't really use, but like I think that it's pretty rooted into most people who are like great entrepreneurs.
For sure.
Is that once you have a visionary talking about their visions, like I'm sure if Elon Musk were here to talk about his SpaceX before SpaceX happened, he'd be like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Like that shit's crazy.
True.
But look what he's doing now.
Yeah.
That shit is wild.
Yeah.
So like I look up to him too. Like I always talk about like my top 5 people I look up to. He's up there. I don't know if he's in my top 5, but he's there.
It sounds like you're a fan of all the polymaths. Like Elon does this and that. Tim Ferriss does this and that.
Adam Robinson, another one.
Okay.
I learned about him through Tim Ferriss. Yeah, so polymath is definitely something that I love to get into.
Okay.
Just for definition purposes, can you define a polymath?
Yeah, it's someone who they may have one area that kind of set them off, but they have an expertise or a aptitude and an interest in a range of different things, and they're able to capitalize on all of those. So the oldest iconic example is like Da Vinci. You know, all of these art pieces, all of these think pieces, this and
Yeah.
that. Yeah, all these different mediums.
Oh damn! I didn't even know he was good in other mediums.
Yeah.
Like I always like to think about like an idiot savant, like people who are really good at what's it called, counting cards.
Yeah.
Like they may be just good at that, but then it leads them to a whole bunch of other doors, like Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah.
Where he could just do math like crazy, but he's just some guy from Boston.
Yeah.
And I like those people. I really look up to. I always like the underdog type of story.
Sure.
So that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Well, I keep cutting you off. With your story.
Nah.
So what? You started Seth Godin. You don't like people who talk a lot of shit,
No. It's
provide value.
I prefer that, you know, if someone is creating content, they're actually saying something that's not just BS or that they just heard or that's just popular to say. Like,
Can you throw some shade on someone who does that right now?
Dang, that's hard. It's actually like if you go to any editorial site, it could be like Forbes or something, and you just like pick a random person.
I feel like a Dan Locke is like that.
I don't know by name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn,
But
I'm just throwing shade out there, but
yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
it's usually the ones that be like, oh, top 10 ways to blah, blah, blah.
How do you feel about Ty Lopez?
I'm glad you bring that up. So Ty Lopez is kind of interesting because on one hand, he dropping gems.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie on that.
Yeah. But on the other side, it's kind of
He
like,
put so much stuff out there.
yeah.
So I'm just like, it works,
Yeah.
but I see where he's going. It's coming from a good place in his heart.
Yeah. His reputation is bad though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you go on the other hand, like Gary Vee, he has a very good reputation,
Yeah.
but he's kind of doing the same thing.
That's true. And I guess that's the difference though, because Gary, like, you know that what he's saying is just like his own, I guess,
He's
perspective.
He doesn't speak corporate, and that's something that I love too.
Sure. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Ty, I feel like Ty just reads a lot of books and tries to summarize it and sound smart. I guess that's what it is. I don't like people that try too hard to sound smart.
Yeah. Like I think we live in a day where we've seen so many types of people that we can tell who's authentic and who's not.
For sure.
So, I mean, I kind of feel the same way. Like, I get a lot of slack on me for having different like perspectives on things, but it's also because I talk to a lot of people.
Sure.
So I could either debate whether you're right or wrong, and if I were to agree with you on something, the conversation would be fun.
Yeah. You be playing devil's advocate?
I do. Like, it's just better that way because I feel like when I talk to someone who's like diehard certain subject,
Yeah.
I gotta like enlighten them a little bit. You know what I mean?
Sure. I have a bad habit of doing that sometimes as well.
I think that's why we work well together. That's why we're marketers.
Yeah, marketers. What do you think is kind of the future? I feel like it's getting kind of commonplace to start a marketing agency, but your approach, you know, maybe it's localized, so it's kind of unique to your physical geography. But I guess in 30 years, I wonder what's going to be different about marketing and marketing agency. Yeah.
I don't know. I think technology is going by so like fast and exponential, like growing. I can't even tell you. In 10 years, like we didn't even know we had iPhones back in like, the 90s.
Yeah.
Or even 2000.
Yeah.
Right? 2000.
Yeah, it wasn't out in 2000.
We only had the Razor.
Yeah. Or
We
maybe
thought
the
that was
BlackBerry.
dope.
Yeah. Maybe.
BlackBerry was dope in the 90s. I remember that.
Yeah.
Like no one had that, or the Sidekick.
Yeah. The sidekick.
Yeah, see, like that was 10 years ago, 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And now we're just like, what could be next?
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I actually feel like I can't wait for the freaking like smartphones, like the standard Galaxy and iPhone, like the same form factor, the little thin block with the full touch screen. Like, yo, it's getting kind of boring. I mean, it's been boring for a minute.
Everyone's going to have like a portable computer.
Yeah.
But not a laptop somehow.
Yeah.
Because that's what's happening with the Galaxy Fold.
The folding Jones.
Yeah, but then they can't figure out a way to fold glass.
Yeah.
And I think that's the issue with it. Like
Man.
battery's been dying or the display has been messed up.
Yeah. I don't know though, because I mean, you know, for some people the fold is cool, but that's more so for early adopters and like people who are on the cutting edge and want to try all the new stuff. But
I think eventually they will figure out a way to make that happen.
Okay.
Because just like how having a phone that's bezel-less, that was hard.
True, for sure.
And we're slowly getting it.
Yeah.
And the Galaxy Edge, where you can kind of like utilize the bend of the screen.
Yeah.
Where they have like highlights or LEDs.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything's like club vibe.
Yeah.
And I think everything falls down to evergreen content. That's something I can't really talk to most people about. And to me, it all revolves on sales, which is what you have to do, the action item. But transportation, real estate, or homeowning, and food.
Okay.
Those are like the main expenses that everyone has to do.
Yeah,
in order
fixed
to live.
expenses, I guess. Yeah.
Shelter, food, transportation.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's another one. Low key is taxes,
Sure.
because when people make money, government has to take a little
Yeah,
cut.
yeah.
But there's nothing. I mean, unless you get deeper and you have to talk to an accountant on that stuff.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
I want to find an accountant who can help
sure.
me out.
For sure.
But yeah, if you can live off of those three things, you can kind of do anything.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
any business that works on those three things will probably last a long time.
If it's good, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't think even if it's not good,
Okay.
you could probably last as a real estate agent. If you're in an area where no one has a house, or if like we found a new island,
Yeah.
say somewhere that people won't like,
Yeah.
and has like good environment,
Yeah.
you don't have to be a good real estate agent to sell a house over
That's
there.
true. That's true.
Yeah, it's like Park City, Utah, Washington D.C., where you have all government officials.
Yeah.
Seattle, Washington, where you have Amazon, Nike's in Portland,
Yeah.
Microsoft. Like, it's not hard.
Yeah. True.
You just got to be out there and show your face, be in
Okay.
front of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And the same thing with food. Like, if you put out good food, like, yeah, the food industries, restaurants are saturated.
Yeah.
But if you are in a place like in a desert and you have the only food truck there, people are going to buy it from you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think the same thing goes for transportation.
Sure.
Like everyone, if no one could own a personal vehicle, then people would all take a bus.
For sure.
Or train or whatever.
Ride share.
Rideshare.
Yeah.
Uber, whatever.
Yeah.
Even though they're not making money.
Yeah. Yeah.
not.
I didn't participate in that IPO.
And the IPO stocks game.
Yeah. But no, so I guess the reason I brought up the smartphones was because I suppose that the future of marketing obviously will largely be of consequence to changes in technology. So I wonder what's going to happen. I just have no clue, but it's something I ponder about.
I mean, I do follow Gary, and I think AI, tech, virtual reality,
VR.
Yeah, VR.
Bro, they've been trying to push that since like the early mid 90s with like Jurassic Park headsets. And
Well, I think the biggest leeway for VR to come in is through porn.
Okay.
Like legit, I'm pretty sure it's still like low key.
Yeah.
For like to figure out how to do it and make it acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Because like remember like Tinder
Sure.
back in early 2000s, they thought it was weird for people to meet up
True. Yeah.
on the
yeah.
internet.
Mm-hmm.
But now people are swiping right on
Commonplace. Yeah.
random places. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you want to hook up? Boom.
Yeah.
Or now the thing is like, as I'm single, it's like the Tinder thing. Like, oh, I'm not looking to hook up and blah blah blah. Like, all right, whatever. And then you actually meet them at the bar. It's like, I just want to have fun. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, marketing. For me, marketing is just a byproduct of technology.
Yeah. I would largely agree with that.
Yeah.
For sure.
What else do you think about marketing? And because that's your niche. as
Yeah.
well.
I don't like, I guess.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Is there a sound? Is there a sound for that?
I hope.
But I try to get more into branding. Like I like brand stories and identities. You know, everyone looks at Apple and Nike as kind of the benchmarks of what a good brand looks like.
But I think on the consumer side, they don't really care about it. But it's more of a trend. I brought this up, I think, another podcast as well. Mm-hmm. I had a poll saying, would you rather be right by yourself or wrong in a group? Mm-hmm. And I was surprised. It was almost like a 50-50 split.
In the survey?
In the survey, yeah.
Okay.
Where people would rather be wrong in a group just because they're a part of a group.
I'm surprised even if that's true, I'm surprised that they would answer that way, you know?
Well, I mean, it was a poll. I didn't like publicize it.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is pretty like low key.
Yeah.
But I'm sharing the results.
Yeah. But even still, like I would think that people would tell
Expose
themselves.
them. Expose.
I would think people would tell themselves that they would rather be
Right.
right by themselves.
I mean, I feel like I think I surround myself with a lot of people who are self-aware at what
Sure.
they do.
Yeah.
And I think with me, they're pretty open to figuring out or being real
Okay.
with their true personality.
True. That's good.
Yeah.
That's what's up. But branding, I think I disagree with you. I think if you have a super dope brand, people will be more interested in keeping up with what you
What's hip.
offer. Yeah, like for example, maybe compare like a Gap clothing to a Uniqlo. Like they offer very similar, I guess,
Product, clothes.
quality and even price range. It's pretty much the same, probably target audience or demographic, but
Yeah, that's more on style to me, what I think about it.
true.
And it's just people, the trends are going towards Asian cultures, I think.
I agree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about
There's a lot.
It's either off the wall, thinking about like Kanye doing
Yeah.
like a bunch of European, London type of stuff,
Yeah.
and that you're just trying to be different to stand out. Or if you're in America, you kind of go Eastern culture to Japan, Asia,
Yeah.
to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
But everything that they do, it's very cultural.
For sure.
Like either the tight closing, I want to do a lot more research on K-pop, and is it J-pop? Is
Yeah.
another one?
Yeah.
Japanese
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah.
Like they are running. They're going hard, really, really hard.
Yeah.
And like if you think about Rockville Pike,
Yeah.
how many like Korean barbecue places that are out?
Yeah.
Hot Pot.
They keep popping up, man. There's
They
like
were
10
not
out
around. Like people wouldn't even know
Yeah.
what that was
Yeah.
5 years ago.
here. Bro, even like multimedia though, like on YouTube, they got Jubilee, that new channel that's really popular on YouTube.
I love that.
Yeah, that's an Asian owned
They're from Seattle.
yeah.
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 I definitely want to link up with them next time I go because I like what they're doing.
They're dope.
They're showing perspective.
Yeah.
And they're giving it a safe place to
Be honest.
to be honest
Yeah.
and share perspectives. And
Humane.
yeah, and at the end they always dap each other up and like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
I don't believe what you say
Yeah,
or
yeah.
I don't see the things that you see, but I respect you.
It's pretty refreshing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to move out there now. 'Cause
Seattle,
I found the channel back in the summer.
Yeah.
And just to think about that would be ideal.
Yeah.
There's something over there, something in the air, there's something in the
Bro,
air,
I'm
something in
telling
the water.
you, Seattle is my spot, man.
You like going there?
I love Seattle
Yeah.
for sure. Is there any other city in America that you would live in?
New York.
New York? Yeah, for sure.
Me, New York, Brooklyn.
Okay.
That was my spot.
Yeah.
That's the first time I street performed. It's the first time like I felt alive.
Yeah.
Like that shit felt real.
Okay.
California, I'll always go to just because San Diego. Shout
San
out
Diego.
United States Marine Corps. That kind of shaped me to be a person that I am.
True.
But it's super chill. I love places where you can day drink and just be warm all year round.
Yeah.
I don't know. And that's the thing. It's like those places, they are branded.
Yeah, exactly.
Like anything that has a flyover state,
Yeah,
you don't really know what they're known from other than farming, open land.
exactly.
And I think that goes again. I like what you're saying about branding, and it helps me trigger something in my head to figure out more.
Yeah.
How do you help brands find their identity, I guess?
It usually comes from the founders and just, I guess the new cliche saying that's just like a golden truth is start with why.
Okay.
Like what's the reason
Simon
that?
Sinek?
Yeah. TED Talk.
I fuck with him. I found. Oh yeah, I started with him, not through TED Talk, but through his military experience.
Okay, I don't know.
Because
He had
he
military.
worked with. He personally doesn't have a military background.
Yeah.
But he works with the Marine Corps. He goes to Quantico pretty
consults?
frequently. Yeah, he consults.
Okay, yeah. I think I heard that actually.
Yeah. So basically, what he does, they took him to war though. They took him to a combat site, and he broke down because all of his ideologies were thrown out the window. Once he was actually in a war zone, because he was then sleep deprived. He was in a combat zone, so high danger area, and he was away from his actual close family. So with those three things in mind, he kind of lost it, and he kind of got really more animalistic. But he broke down to figure out the evergreen theories that kind of like what I was bringing up. Like every leader needs certain things, and I definitely forgot what he said. Like one of his other books is Eaters Eat Last. So you, as a leader,
leaders eat, right?
Yeah, leaders. What did I say?
I think you said eaters eat.
Oh yeah, leaders eat last.
Yeah,
but basically saying that as a CEO, leader of anything, you are actually the worker for your employees.
Yeah,
like you have to provide a good environment for your employees, and that's it.
Yeah,
like you are the creator of an environment for a good working place.
Yeah,
it starts from the top, and I guess you can go from start with why.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm taking on the spotlight.
No.
Let me hear your perspective on that.
No, yeah, that's about it, man. Like, for example, if you were trying to, I guess, rebrand Sumo lifts or even the ketchup, we would probably just have a conversation about
why I'm doing it.
Yeah, why you're even looking to rebrand, what you're trying to change about the reputation of the brand, this and that.
Do you have any success stories on how you rebranded another company?
We can start from scratch. I haven't really done. Actually, that's not true either. Man, there's a ton of examples.
That you personally did?
Yeah. I mean, my favorite is Blue Marble, of course.
Okay.
Of course, shout outs to Terrell, of course. At the time when I first went on board, it was a legally registered LLC, 3 T-shirt concepts on paper, and the Capcom license.
That was already there before you got there?
Yeah, but that was it. And so I come in, we create all the social channels, we do the kind of the short form of the brand name, which is the BLM RBL. Just remove all the vowels from it, just because the full spelling out version was taken, of course, on all the platforms and domain names and all of that. So, but that version wasn't. So it looks pretty cool on paper. We got the logos kind of adjusted. We kind of created our tone of voice. We like to be slightly casual. This and that. It's all the different,
So
messaging.
how did you help conversion?
Conversion as far as new customers?
Yeah, or sales in general.
Yeah, I mean, so since there were no prior sales, it largely started with social media. So
it was just a startup.
It
was an idea at first.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
though, of course, Terrell grinded for sure to even get the Capcom partnership.
How did you help it? Like what? What was the conversions actually?
Yeah. I mean, it was largely through the social media. So when we finally got actual products made, I would do campaigns just engaging Street Fighter fans, and it's pretty easy if you have such a targeted demographic. It's
through
like
Facebook,
Street Fighter
Google
fans.
Ads,
Facebook and Twitter. It was actually primarily on Twitter at first, just because back then I just liked Twitter the most.
This 2008.
Yeah, actually 2015.
2015. Yeah. 2008 was when Twitter was
the most. Yeah, but it was actually, I guess one of the things that made it easy is we got to partner directly with Capcom on that stuff. So I would write the copy for the social media.
So do they get a cut per sale or what?
It depends on the arrangement. Certain things we arrange it that way with them. Other things it's all us, and then other things is like a consignment deal for their stores. But
so what's like an average monthly sales revenue for Blue Marble?
I can't drop that, but
it's the average. You can't say.
No, it just depends because now we're switching over. We're not even really focusing on the T-shirts anymore like that.
So what is it about now?
Now it's kind of transforming into a hybridized e-commerce and streaming platform. So if you were to kind of combine Netflix and Amazon into being able to do both at the same time.
But do you guys make original content?
Nah, no original content yet.
So then what are you streaming?
So it would be streaming the content for the properties, or rather selling the merchandise for the properties. So for example, let's say Naruto, right?
So you're a middleman, basically.
Well, not really. Like, for instance, if you look at Netflix, they'll have all the different series available for streaming, but they don't really offer any of the merchandise.
Yeah,
so,
they are a middleman too.
Well, how so?
Because they don't. Well, now they create original content, and they're just providing a service. Like, I think all service companies are middlemen.
Okay.
Because you can get the content, you can do anything by yourself, but with a service, like, I could figure out how to massage myself.
Yeah.
People go pay big money to go see a spa, get their nails done.
I wouldn't call that a middleman, though, would you?
I would definitely call that a middleman.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's something that you can do yourself, but you pay someone else to do it for you.
Okay.
And if you think about anything digital, e-commerce,
Yeah.
people get followings to sell merch or products from another thing that's going on. Like, if you think about e-commerce in the way of building a following on Instagram, say dogs. Say you have a pet. You have two pets.
Yeah.
2 dogs. You build a large following just because people like watching animal videos.
Yeah.
Then you start selling merch, like T-shirts, pillows, whatever, of those dogs.
Yeah.
Like, you are, to me, I think you're a middleman because you're selling dogs or the love of dogs.
Okay.
And it's the same thing when I think about, like, if you don't create original content or anything that's original,
Sure.
then you are just selling something, selling an idea.
Yeah. Or selling a brand. I mean, it's licensing.
I mean, yeah, it definitely is licensing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I always think when it comes to that kind of stuff, if you you're paying a cut to sell something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or you're just building a following in order to sell a certain amount.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the vision behind the transition at Blue Marble is more so, because I mean, we can sell Street Fighter T-shirts all day. That's no problem. But I guess to be something bigger and more impactful, it's like, what doesn't exist out there that's so obvious, and that's, I guess, the streaming platform that also has the merchandise available right there. That's, it's kind of like weird to even think about because it's so simple, but it's not really out there.
But you're trying to build a community.
Yeah.
Of what?
Of I guess multimedia, pop culture enthusiasts.
So it's like, I definitely forgot all the anime stuff, but there's like an anime website where you kind of watch anime, right?
Sure. Yeah. Crunchyroll.
There you go.
Yeah.
So imagine if Crunchyroll created merch.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, they're already streaming.
Yeah, exactly.
They basically already run your business.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of silly to not leverage all of that traffic by offering high quality merchandise. It's like so obvious, you know? So that's kind of, I guess, the difference maker.
That you're selling merch off of people's love of anime.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it's all officially licensed merchandise. It's all extremely high quality. Because usually, if people like any piece of pop culture, they'll Google it, blah blah blah. Half the time, they don't even know that what they're looking at isn't even real. It's just like unofficially designed. You can take an image that you found online and just pop it into what's it called, Redbubble or something like that, and you can just make it yourself. But one, that's not even really legal, and two, it's just not real. But since we actually own the licenses for our properties, you get real Street Fighter, this and that, real Netflix originals, merchandise, etc. So
you're almost just like a brand ambassador for these licensors.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a licensee, man, because the merch that they make is usually so simple and low quality. It's usually just, if you go to like Target or something, you'll see.
So wait. So you create designs.
Yeah.
And basically you become a licensed product.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So technically you kind of are.
Well, yeah. I mean,
original content.
Yeah, because the products, we're making the products. Yeah. We're designing them ourselves.
How do you guys design it then?
That's usually Terrell. I mean, he's the creative director for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So he works with a lot of excellent artists and illustrators and designers for the tees.
And then you kind of just drop ship? Or do you have a personal, what's that called?
Situation.
Sweatshop.
Yeah, no, we have a whole situation.
Okay.
Yeah. It's cool. We'll see what happens.
All right.
Yeah. But I'm just a marketer. That's all.
So what do you do besides running ads for them as a marketer?
I mean, for the meantime, we're kind of pausing on the public facing side of things. So, we're just working on the back end and building our new product, which we're excited about. So, but I'm not marketing anything right now at the moment. But once we're back, we'll be back hard. That's for sure.
I see.
Yeah.
Cool.
TED.
Oh, we'll see about that too.
Yeah.
All right. I guess let's wrap up on that.
All right. I mean, hey.
You have anything else going on?
Anything else going on?
You want to shout out?
No, I like to. I mean, there's a lot going on that I'm excited about. There's probably a lot that you're excited about, but it's too early.
Too early?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
I could talk about this all day, but that's cool, man.
Okay. Shout out to Priscilla Johnson and Sumo Lifts, Bryan Sumardi, me.
Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by local events, basically. Moco Events at Instagram to find out anything new going on in Montgomery County. And, appreciate your time.
Yeah, man.
Goodbye.
Cool.
Bow.
Gang. Skirt.